character launches a plan
Benicio del Toro. That's my dog.
with his daughter and sole heir to make a deal.
Clifford, you move it again.
Okay, yes, but I'm doing the strategy. Listen carefully.
Is it supposed to be here? It was under the lunch trolley.
Oh dear.
Benicio.
Perfectly fine. 11 time. Myself, I feel very safe. Well, Benicio, good morning. I finished the film yesterday.
Love it.
You are in just about every scene. They got their money's worth out of you.
Looks like my dad. My dad was dark, a little darker tan from Florida. My dad looked like my dad, man. Richard P. Macy here. Benicio.
He never told me
I lost my beautiful hair. Goddamn alopecia.
that I was going to be the lead, the protagonist of it. He told me he had a movie to be a part of, you know, but he never told me, and I'm glad he didn't, because I'd still be frozen. No, you're fantastic. So I just found out recently that he had you.
Jimmy P. movie. Jimmy P. Native Tribes.
I was like, oh, now I gotta now I get the fear, but the fear is motivation as well. Yeah. What was the fear? Why would Benicio del Toro be afraid? Well, because you have a lot of, you have a whole, you got to keep your eye on the whole story. So that means you have to stay focused for 10 weeks. Yeah. So and the fear is that you want to do the best work you can do, you know. I would also imagine some of that fear would stem from working with, I mean, this cast is amazing. You've got Tom Hanks, you've got Bryan Cranston, you've got Jeffrey Wright, you've got Scarlett Johansson. What was it like when you guys weren't taping? Well, you know, in a Wes Anderson film, they usually have these dinners. He has a dinner every night where everybody eats at the same time. Usually the actors sit at the same table with the director. And it's really like, every night is like going to the Golden Globes. Yeah, really, I can only imagine. You got Willem Dafoe over here, you got Bill Murray over there, you got Hope Davis over here, you know, Benedict Cumberbatch, and everyone you mentioned. And some of their parts in the film, not as intense as yours. Were you able to still do the dinners every night, or did you have to sometimes say, Wes, buddy, I gotta prep? I kind of I threw in the towel a couple times and went home early because I had a lot of studying to do. It's a complicated film in myriad ways, but at the heart of it is this sort of relationship that you have with your estranged daughter, who just so happens to be a nun. You've got a teenage daughter. I do. Were you able to draw on that relationship for the role? A little bit. How so? Well, you know, my daughter sometimes, you know, acts like the prosecutor, you know, and I'm the defendant, you know. And so she tries to get to the bottom of things, and, you know, sometimes I let her, sometimes I don't. But there's an element of that with the relationship between my character and Mia Threppleton, who plays my daughter in the finishing scheme. So there's an element of that, kind of like the daughter just won't let go. She's fantastic in this, by the way. She was here last week. Yeah. She steals a couple of scenes. I read that the film received a 7.5 minute standing ovation again. And we wanted to show our viewers and our listeners what 7.5 minutes of standing and applauding was like.
Benicio. Benicio del Toro.
For 7.5 minutes. You know what you do? You start clapping as well. and then you realize you're not doing it for yourself. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm doing it for everybody else. So you start clapping as well. Monkey see, monkey do. At the length of the standing ovation? Yeah, you're always surprised, you know. Yeah. But it's quite exciting. Before I let you get out of here, I got to ask you about one of my favorite films of all time. Usual Suspects.
What the fuck?
It's one of my favorite scenes because it's more on television. But the lineup scene.
What the fuck? That cocksucker. What the fuck? Oh, I loved it.
No, it was supposed to be one shot, but the singer, the director, could never captured it, and I think because, you know, all the actors got the, you know, that junior high.
The fuck?
Giggles, yeah, the giggles, yes. How it started. I don't recall. Okay. Maybe it was me. I don't recall. I think it was, you know, I think everybody says it was me, but I'm the scapegoat. Okay. I think